A man stood at the edge of everything he had built. His business, his home, his reputation, all gone in a single night. And instead of running, instead of blaming, instead of breaking, he did something that would change the lives of thousands of people around him. This is the story of the merchant and the fire. And by the end, you will never look at loss the same way again. Welcome to Wise Ripple, where every story carries a lesson, and every lesson has the power to ripple through your entire life. If you're watching for the first time, subscribe. We share one wisdom story every week that you won't find anywhere else. Now, let's go back to where our story begins. In a prosperous city nestled between two rivers, there lived a merchant named Oliver. Oliver had not been born into wealth. He had started with nothing but a small cart, 2 worn hands, and one simple rule he lived by. Treat every person as if they are carrying a burden you cannot see. Over 20 years, that one rule had built him an empire. He employed 300 workers. He fed the families of a whole district. Widows and orphans found shelter under his roof. And he asked for nothing in return. Not gratitude, not loyalty, not even remembrance. People would ask him, "Oliver, why do you give so freely? Are you not afraid someone will take advantage of you?" And Oliver would smile and say, "Pause. Every seed I plant in soil I may never stand over again." But seeds don't need the farmer present to grow. No one really understood what he meant. Not yet. Then, one autumn night, a fire broke out in the warehouse district. By morning, everything Oliver owned had turned to ash. His warehouses, his stock, his ledgers, gone. His rivals whispered that he had made enemies, that someone had started the fire deliberately. Others said it was fate, a punishment, a sign. His business partners vanished overnight. Friends who had dined at his table stopped answering his door. Oliver was left with a small room, a single coat, and his 300 workers, who now had no wages, no work, and no future. Most men would have locked the door. Most men would have fled the city under the cover of shame. But Oliver walked out into the courtyard the next morning and called every single one of his workers together. He stood before them, no coat, no desk, no power, and he said, "I cannot pay you what I owe you. I cannot give you back what the fire took, but I will tell you this. Every skill you learned here, every craft, every trade, every lesson, that is yours. The fire could not touch it. And I will spend every day I have left helping each of you build something the fire cannot touch either." He spent the next year doing exactly that. He wrote letters of introduction for his workers to other merchants. He taught his craftsmen to sell directly. He helped 2 of his youngest workers start their own small businesses, using contacts and knowledge, the only currency he had left. He asked for nothing back. 12 months later, something extraordinary began to happen. The workers he had helped, one by one, began returning, not with pity, not with charity, but with partnership. They had remembered the seeds Oliver had planted in them, and now their roots were strong enough to hold him up. Within 3 years, Oliver had rebuilt, not just his business, but something far greater, a network of people who trusted each other completely, because every one of them had been taught by a man who expected nothing in return. His rivals, the ones who had hidden their wealth, built walls and trusted no one, had crumbled from the inside, betrayed by partners, abandoned by workers, isolated by fear. And Oliver, he lived to old age surrounded by people who loved him, not because he was rich, but because they had all, at some point, been the person he believed in when no one else did. He never stopped planting seeds, even when he couldn't see the soil. So, what is the wise ripple in this story? Oliver did not survive because he was lucky. He survived because of what he had invested in people, quietly, consistently, with no scoreboard. The world will sometimes take from you what you worked hardest to build. It will feel unfair. It will feel final. But what no fire, no setback, no betrayal can ever destroy is the goodness you planted in other people. Your kindness is not a weakness. It is a network. And networks survive what structures cannot. The next time life burns something down around you, ask yourself, how many seeds did I plant? Because those are the only things guaranteed to grow back. That's the story of Oliver, the merchant, and the fire. I want to ask you something before you go. Who is someone in your life who planted a seed in you and may not even know it. Drop their name or just say, "Someone did," in the comments. Let's fill this section with gratitude today. If this story stayed with you, please share it with one person who needs to hear it. That single share is your ripple. Subscribe to Wise Ripple so you don't miss next week's story. See you then.